That's 904-600-4000. This is the Sports Den with Denny Thompson and James Coleman on 1010XL.
Still daylight outside. We're on the radio. But when we walked in, there still was nobody here because everybody was at the Guggen. So it feels like normal time for us here on the Sports Den, brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, which you can still get to.
Mm-hmm. They're close to 10. I found that out now. I found that out this weekend. Shout out.
Beautiful weather, too. Like, you should be sitting out back, having a good whiskey, listening to the Sports Den, sharing it with all your friends. Like, that's what your Monday night should consist of, because we got some good stuff. James trip to Tallahassee, the spring game, the FSU spring game. I got a lot of questions for you on that. Genuinely curious as to how they looked. And I read your article that you wrote today. Was it on fifth quarter?
Yeah, fifth quarter.
Yeah, I read that. So I got some questions for that. I want to start, though, with the Masters for a second, because I'm pretty sure JJ nailed it, didn't he?
Absolutely. I won multiple contests. I won close to $1,000 this weekend, actually.
Did you?
Yes.
Wow.
All thanks to my aging contingent of golfers that I always pick, Matsuyama, Siwoo Kim. Specifically Matsuyama came through.
So you were pulling hard for him on the back nine, right?
Bro, the whole weekend, like on Saturday when after the weather delay, he came back and hit like five birdies out of the last 6 holes or something crazy like that. It was awesome. So everybody's like, "Oh, this is the most boring Masters of all time. I went to sleep and all this." I was like, "Dude, I was lit. I was so drunk by 5 p.m. yesterday. Should have been against the law."
So were you when he hit the water? Was it 15?
I was tripping, bro, because
of such a bad shot.
And Schauffele looked pretty good
until the next hole.
Literally 10 minutes left. I don't even know if it was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The next tee shot on 16, he puts it in the drink, and I was like, whew.
You know how you have those moments like where you question how you are as a human being? That was me
every day.
Yeah, quite frequently.
It's like James, like 6 minutes ago.
Yeah,
last time I did it, but
especially when I do my hit 'em with the hymns, the videos. I'm like, should I be laughing? Should I really do this? But hey, whatever.
But it's like Twitter blew up with like just normal everyday people talking about how happy they were for what's his name again?
Hideki Matsuyama.
Hideki.
That's that. Oh, the guy
who
from
is the champion of the players, the one-day champion, 2020 Players Champion.
The guy from Iron Chef.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm sitting there. I watched the last few. No, I didn't. I turned it off after they finished 17.
Well, it was a wrap.
Yeah, right. There was not a thought inside of me, and this may make me bad that this guy was doing this for like his country. Like it didn't do anything for me. Like what?
It's so far away.
I guess, but man, it was in everybody else's, the front of everybody else's mind, and I do respect like the pressure that, because when I heard Frank earlier explaining, it made some sense. It's like U.S. and World Cup in 2014, I think is the example he gave, how everybody was gathering around watching the games, which was funny because they only won one game, actually. Like when I heard that put in that perspective, it was like, okay, now I get it. Never even crossed my mind, bro. Not one time did it cross my mind. I think because I like golf, James, and I'm always looking for the next Tiger Woods. And I don't mean that like racially. I mean,
you mean like the next hot person. We thought like that's why we like Bryson DeChambeau. That's I said his name.
You like Bryson? I'm.
But he's excited the way he hits the ball.
Right,
like
it's
could
fun.
be exciting. It could be fun. But like, it'd be cool to see. Actually, what is the Iron Chef candidate name?
Siwoo?
No,
or Matsuyama.
Matsuyama. Yeah. What is
Siwoo's the one who won here?
What is like? Which Asian is he?
Japanese.
Japanese. Okay, it'll be cool to see
South Korean.
All the Japan like rooting the guy on.
Oh, they're getting after it in Japan.
I mean, they love golf there, dude.
Yeah,
it's massive sport. Japan in general is a great sporting nation, but golf and baseball specifically they love. This is their first major champion of all time.
Was the Japanese baseball league the one that took over our airwaves during COVID?
That was actually
Korean.
Yeah, that was Taiwan, I think. Actually, it wasn't even like Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like the smallest Asian league you could think of.
Oh,
the Japanese league in baseball is the second best league in the world.
That's where Ichiro came out of, right?
Exactly. Like a lot of guys, and if you're like washed here as a white guy, you can go over there in like your 30s,
And live.
as a relief pitcher, whatever, yeah, and make a pretty decent living instead of just being out of the game in general here.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know.
I heard Japan's a dope place, like really awesome place.
I have no desire.
Really? Oh man, I would love to go to
I'm
Asia.
not a travel guy. Like, I don't. Like,
I think that because of COVID, I've been like, man, I really took it for granted, just being like, oh, later in life I could go do that or whatever.
Yeah.
It's nothing against Japan. Like, you can name me anything where I have to fly over the ocean, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm good. Like Hawaii.
What's the farthest place you've ever been?
I went to Paris.
Nah, Hawaii. I won't lie. Like the Seminole Club of Honolulu, friend requested me, and I said, name it. Give me the date.
I'll come for
Y'all
free.
cover the hotel. I'm there. That's all I need.
Yeah, I don't. It's just the travel part.
No, I hate the getting there. Really, it's not the getting there part that I hate. It's the coming back part is what I hate.
A flight to France is way shorter than a flight to Hawaii.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not even close.
I remember we flew like, I want to say into like Philly, and then from there it was 7 hours.
Probably.
Something like that.
When I went to South Africa, we flew to Atlanta. Then it was 18 there.
Yeah, that's
22 back.
Because the headwind.
Yeah. You got to pop. I hate to say it like this, but yeah, whatever. It's what it is. You got to pop a pill. You got to get one of the sleeping pills. That's the only way it works, man.
I just have no desire to do any of that. I'm sure it's beautiful, and I'm sure if I went, I would love it. But the whole time I was there, I'd be thinking, golly,
that flight back's gonna suck.
Yeah, like the minute you stepped off the plane to get there, I wouldn't even enjoy it. Like I was on the plane because what's Japan like? Like what? How many hours?
Yeah. It take you a couple of days to get your bearings back, like get adjusted. And as soon as you like in South Africa, as soon as I felt good, it was time to come back.
Yeah,
about 18 hours nonstop to Tokyo from here. $1,800. It's a pretty good deal. I feel
there's a nonstop.
That's about
Tokyo
what
from here.
That's what the flight
one
was.
stop. Sorry.
Where's the stop? And you're like, if I'm gonna fly that far, I'm sorry, it's gonna be first
Narita
class.
International Airport, wherever. So you go to Jax to
$1,800,
Japan
right.
to. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't flying coach if I'm going that far.
No, this is straight Jacksonville straight to Tokyo.
You're not gonna hop Frontier. You're not gonna hop.
Sit on like a bench.
You're not gonna hop
for
Spirit.
18 hours.
No. Like, I maybe if it had one of those beds, like I always see these things on social media, but I've never seen them in a plane.
Dude, there was one. This thing that went viral. That boy, oh boy, it could be trouble, but it's it's basically your own cabin, I guess. Like it's like the guy slid it open and he closed it like with this look, and the lady lifted up, and he was just like, "Oh man, they're about to try to create some turbulence." Like that'd be. I mean,
high mile club, or is that what you call
that's what mile high, yeah. But
or high mile, depending
high
on
mile.
Yeah.
It depends on what you got there. But I remember when I went to South Africa, which was 2003, 2004. The cool thing was they had the chair that actually went all the way back if you were in first class, so that you can lay out. And Corey Simon, who former Florida State All-American, played for the Eagles, who went on the same trip, could afford to go just upgrade the first class because he felt like
it. The flight's so long that Matsuyama lives in Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's no
really,
longer
so we
resides
can claim him.
in
So we can claim
him.
Yeah,
he's a Florida man.
Exactly.
Florida man.
We should be celebrating the victory.
If you've ever been in Orlando, English isn't being spoken at all anyways, so you'll fit right in.
590 says New Zealand needs to be on your bucket list. See, I've seen the pictures of New Zealand, and it does. It looks gorgeous. It looks awesome. No. Like, you could walk up to me tomorrow and go, hey, here's a free trip to New Zealand for a week. All expenses paid. And I would decline it.
I don't want them attacking me when I come off the plane like they do people. Like they do the haka in that where they...
Oh, where they do their song and
they're
they
trying
give
to
you like
scare they're trying to scare the spirits away from you. I think because New Zealand has the
rugby team, the All
rugby
Blacks.
team that's nice. If I were a football coach, I would use at least, if I want to flip the roster, 2 of my scholarships would be getting some of those cats. When I went, so I was coming back, I saw the highlights of the Rugby World Cup, and it was basically just them just
singing.
whipping ass, like doing haka. Whatever they do, and then hitting the corner on the jet sweep, basically. and you see guys getting cleaned up as they're trying to take angles. It was great.
So if you think a flight to Japan is long, New Zealand, it's going to take you 3 stops, and it's going to take you a day and 12 hours.
No.
I'll be honest with you.
That ain't worth it.
There's
don't really
nothing
know
in New
exactly where
Zealand
it's
worth
at.
that. And I've never been in New Zealand. I've only saw pictures, but I can say that with confidence.
I'd much rather go to Australia than New Zealand. Aren't they like right next door?
Yeah, I
Sure.
guess. We'll go with that. Based on how long
No,
it
they're
takes
5 hours in a flight difference. Wow.
So it's basically Palm Beach.
The things you know.
No. Let's take our first break. When we come back, I want to get into James' trip. We had FSU spring game. I want to make sure that we give Florida State proper time on 1010XL so the Florida State fan doesn't cuss us, me specifically, as for being a Gator fan. So I want to make sure we come back and we hit that right away. I want to hear about James' trip, but I want to hear about the spring game, what looked good, what looked bad. And I've got some questions about that. We'll be right back.
Our reward is that justice has been done.
Wherever there is injustice, you will find us.
Wherever liberty is threatened, you will find
1010XL. Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Join Rick Ballou and Hayes Carlisle for the Death, Taxes, and Duval podcast. Brought to you by Patriot Roofing and the law office of Stephen Doty. Find it with other great podcasts at 1010XL.com.
Instant Keys specializes in creating replacement automotive keys and keyless entry remotes, even when all the originals are lost or broken. Instant Keys provides expert service for nearly every foreign and domestic vehicle, including the high-end luxury models like BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, and Infiniti. With Instant Keys, you'll get dealership-level service at a fraction of the cost without the hassles. For honest professional locksmith service, call the best around. Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou. You know, the folks at McGowan's have been helping you save money on AC service for 40 years. Now that temperatures are heating up, they don't want you putting all your stimulus money into AC repairs. For this month, McGowan's is offering a one-time spring tune-up for just $50. You heard me. $50. The spring tune-up to keep your AC system clean and running right. Call them today, 264-COOL, or visit McGowan'sAC.com. Home of the We Do It Right guarantee.
License number CMC 1250075. Hey Jacksonville, Safety Tom here with Remedy Staff. Concerned about keeping your family safe during these difficult times? We are as well. Wash your hands frequently. Self-monitor. If you have symptoms, self-isolate to keep friends, family, and coworkers safe. Need a doctor? Don't just show up. Give them a heads up. Call the COVID hotline for guidance at 1-866-779-6121. These are just a few quick safety tips from Remedy Staffing, keeping you, your family, friends, co-workers, and our healthcare workers safe in Jacksonville.
Regain your edge. The board-certified surgeons of Ortho Edge are practicing at St. Vincent's Riverside.
Hi, I'm Dr. Grimsley. If you have a sports injury or if you have knee, hip, or shoulder pain, let us at Ortho Edge help you regain your edge. We want you to get back to living life to your best, and we have the patient-focused experience and technology to deliver the results. See one of our physicians today at Ortho Edge.
Now accepting new patients, visit orthoedge.com.
This is Joe C., and I'm inviting you to listen to a brand new show Sunday morning, 7:30 on 1010XL. It's me and Dr. George Barry talking sports medicine. We call it Breaking Bones. There's going to be plenty of other things to talk about as well. Breaking Bones on 1010XL.
Starting a small business requires strange tactics. I started my business in the basement of a factory in 1986. There was no heat, no air conditioning, and I used blankets as my office walls. Instead of customers, my visitors were rats, birds, flies, and snakes, and I was broke. To psych myself up that I was going to succeed, I wore formal business attire and a tie to that lonely factory basement every day. Strange? Yeah, I looked like a goof, but I didn't care. I had my late model 1970s mustache to comfort me. Hi, I'm Mike Capel. Now, 30 years later, I still use strange business tactics, like making payroll simple and incredibly inexpensive for small businesses. Our payroll starts at just $10 a month. Go to patriotsoftware.com and enter promo code RADIO, and I'll give you 2 months of payroll processing free. That's patriotsoftware.com. sportsden.com.
The Jacksonville Spring Boat Show, April 16th through 18th at Metropolitan Park and Marina. Huge savings on new models and the latest accessories. Cruisers, fishing boats, pontoons, ski boats, and more. Jacksonville Spring Boat Show, sponsored by High Star Credit Union. BoatShacks.com. Life is better with a boat.
When you head out for a night with friends or going to the big game, don't forget the best game plan to win the night is to designate a driver and guarantee a safe ride home. Hydrating between buds is the best play you can make. Bud Light, reminding all to drink wiser.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
If you're hosting a party or an event, you're going to need local singer-keyboardist Kenny B. Kenny B plays the music you want to hear, from Jimmy Buffett to the Beatles, Motown to country. Kenny B is currently playing at Ponte Vedra Inn Surf Club, Jack's Golf, Gate River Club, San Jose Country Club, and the Greater Guggen Open at Hidden Hills, just to name a few. Contact Kenny B at kennybmusic.live. That's right, .live. And ask about $100 off your next event.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
It is a Sports Den, filling in for Rick Ballou and Into the Night. Brought to you by thehumidor.com. Make sure you get to thehumidor.com. Weather's nice outside. You should be sitting outside smoking cigars. Well, or I guess you could be inside. I don't want to, kick people out of their own house. I'm just saying that if you were to have to be outside, like possibly my co-host has to be, then it's beautiful to be outside.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is good porch weather.
There you go. So go to thehumidor.com for all of your cigar needs. Plan it out. Have them shipped. Go order a bunch. Type in sportsden, all lowercase, all one word, and you will get 20% off.
And free shipping if you, we'll just say 100.
We said 100. Yeah. I don't know. But we will put the disclaimer. If you don't get free shipping and you spend $100, just let us know, but we're not going to do anything. We're not paying your shipping. We're just curious what that number is. We'll be able to knock $100 off and say 200. That's all it'll do for us. The Florida State spring game was this weekend. It looked like you had a great time.
Yeah, phenomenal. Great time.
Like you fed a bunch of people again, right?
Yep.
That's dope. That's awesome. My question is, like, you had the tailgate, right? Was the weather okay?
Yeah, it was very inflated.
Okay.
It was some rain spots, but really it was just, it wasn't even rough. I think Sunday mid-morning was about as bad as it got. The whole time. Friday rained a lot.
So my question is, like, at your tailgate or at the spring game, and spring games aren't what they used to be. Like, there's places that used to sell 80,000 tickets. Those really don't happen anymore.
Just
right?
Nebraska and other places
right.
like that.
What is the level of confidence, or that's not even the right word, like when you had this tailgate a couple years ago, Willie's first year,
nothing like
there
that.
was this level of like excitement and confidence and swag about Florida State. Where's that on the meter now?
It depends. The fan base is split. Because when Jimbo left, there was a lot of people who were just really upset with how Jimbo left. No matter what people, like right now, you can't critique FSU without people saying, "Oh, if you don't like what we're doing, go root for Tag at FAU." Any slight thing that's not overly positive is that. So there's been people it's really become political. Almost like you got Republicans, Democrats. That's really what it is, and it's stupid. Because, like I always say, none of this would matter if we were 6-3. Everybody wants to win. That's all anybody cares about. Some are a little bit overly optimistic, and others aren't. Some are looking for every glimmer of hope to be able to attach to. Some are looking for everything that's negative to be able to go over the top.
Both trying to prove their point.
And I think that's really what it comes down to, is everybody's trying to prove a point, and that does nobody any good. And our media, for the most part, is so pro FSU in every aspect that you can't even really take what they're saying seriously, because stuff that we've known and people in fifth quarter have known. Like they've been pumping McKenzie Milton as the starter since McKenzie Milton was rumored to go to Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden, people are finding out that Jordan Travis actually has a say in that. And you can see, even in the spring game, if you're really watching it and you take in all of what's happened, Jordan Travis is likely your starter going into the fall. Doesn't mean he's going to be.
Which has been the case since the day that they signed McKenzie
right.
Milton.
And again, that's why I say if you follow the right people, you would actually know that. And you wouldn't be as shocked. So what did happen that was very great, and that they have done a really, really good job. And it surprised me because everything that I thought is flipped. I will be honest with you. I don't know how well of X's and O's these guys coach right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I only go based upon what I saw last year. A lot of things don't make sense. Like I joke about, like actually Jordan Travis did this in the spring game, but actually completed it. Like he did the thing, like the throw that everybody's doing now that we said, run to the side, throw it across your body. It was great. We did that a lot. Every quarterback did that at FSU last year. The only difference is they threw it to the other team.
Right.
A lot of wide receivers in the same area. Like one DB can cover 5 yards and see three wide receivers. There's a lot of things that just worried me. I didn't know
last year.
And the recruiting is what. But I was told he was a great X's and O's guy, and I was told recruiting is really people were unsure about his recruiting on the Power 5 level. He did okay in Group of 5 because he never did it.
Right.
It was okay for Group of 5, but it's not like for context. Cincinnati right now is doing phenomenal for a Group of 5 program in terms of recruiting. They're recruiting better than a lot of Power 5 schools. But now I'm seeing like these recruits are excited.
Mm-hmm.
There's guys who came for a lesser known 707 that came. Kids from Diller, like it was, and Nico.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
we'll get into
I'm
later.
not even going to pronounce his last name, but he had a lot of kids.
I think it's Marchiol.
Sure. I had some former players, decent amount of former players came. I'm going to say the energy doesn't match tag year 1 or year 2 for one reason. I'm going to say people are still the season sucked. That's the worst.
Well, it
season
shouldn't
we've had.
match,
but it's also the COVID and people not understanding the ticket situation. Them really marketing the tickets later. Like to me, they should have just opened it up and people buy Champions Club, people buy regular season, whatever they want to do, and then you add the weather. I know of 10 people who canceled their plans because it looked like it was going to be Noah's Ark,
and it's a scrimmage.
And I think also FSU released that it's going to be 2 12-minute periods.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's what happened. The game started at 5. 5, and I didn't leave the stadium until 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just the same as it would be any other spring game. But the spring game is always a scrimmage, and here's why I tell people don't get too high. It's Easter speeches. It's kindergarten graduation. It's highly scripted. You should look good. Like the offense should look good at times. The defense should look good at times. They're putting them in situations to be successful.
Correct.
But there are some things that there were some things that was good to see. I saw what people see in McKenzie Milton. Mm-hmm. McKenzie Milton with the lights on is different. I still like Jordan Travis better, but McKenzie Milton with the lights on is a completely different animal. And again, I was there. So I wasn't a guy who was watching the highlights or watching it from the comfort of your home. And you see him climb the pocket, which was a great pocket, by the way, and him throw the ball deep to Joshua Burrell, who's a great wide receiver, one of the guys who stood out. But then I remind people, Jordan Travis did that 5 times last year.
Mm-hmm.
You drop back. I think I've said it numerous times on the show. Mm-hmm. Drop back, climb the pocket. He throws it deep. Something good happens every time. I don't know why we don't do that play more often.
I would have liked to have seen McKenzie Milton in warm-ups. Like that's where my eyes would have gone. I would have loved.
I didn't get there early enough from I was leaving the tailgate, making sure everybody else was straight. But I will say McKenzie Milton at times puts the ball in places that are really damn good, man.
Elite thrower.
Yeah, damn. It was like it. I could see it. It's just, we don't know. It's still a question mark there. I say Jordan Travis, but I could also see if McKenzie comes here and continues to compete, who knows where it goes. The offensive line is really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, not just bad from a they can't block perspective. It's bad from a technique perspective. There's a clip that everybody's showing, and it's showing Amari Gaynor get ran over, which is funny.
What is Amari Gaynor?
Amari Gaynor is a linebacker. He's our better linebacker, but he's playing out of position right now in this defense. He's trying to learn how to play inside. He's played outside his whole career. It's a different world.
Ask Miles Jack.
Yep. But they don't show, I think it's Jeremiah Johnson, the kid, the number 11 from Georgia, completely cleans up the running back. So people see Amari Gaynor get ran over. You see that. You see the defensive end also stand up the line. But I'm like, and this is where I'm learning that this is why it's bad to just get your information from guys who've never really played it, or just from guys saying like, "Oh, this looked good," without getting an explanation. So here is my attempt to verbally explain a play so that you can see it over the air, and I'll post it on social media as well. Great hole, left tackle, left guard, phenomenal steps. Great. It was Lucas, and I don't know who the left tackle was. The center helps to the right guard, does a great job. The problem is the right guard and the right tackle do absolutely nothing. The right guard actually becomes a gate, so like it's an easy access to the D tackle.
Play? Like
it was inside zone
to the left.
Well,
like
he ended up
left?
going, open. The running back should have went to the left.
Okay,
but he ended up not. He went he ran over Amari Gaynor, ends up going to that. Actually, now that I think about it, had the right guard done what he was supposed to do and take over, the center would have went to the second level and it would have been a phenomenal play. But see, that little piece right there blows up an entire play. Right tackle gets bullied by the defensive end, and then the defensive end makes the play. Now, even with all that being said, the running back has basically a huge hole with one guy in the hole trying to meet him there. Leon, I'm not even going to go with Cam Akers or Dalvin Cook or even Warwick Dunn. I'm not even going to go with elite. And I love this guy. I played with him. He's elite too, but he's more of what we should be able to have. Leon Washington doesn't get tackled.
He shakes him. Yeah.
Leon Washington's not trying to chuckle. Shakes him and runs where they ain't, like what Billy Sexton says. So that right there, like I'm looking at that, I'm like, wow, we're not there. So again, offensive line making a lot of mistakes, but one or two guys comes in, can completely change that. And you could be functional. Also having Jordan, this is why Jordan Travis probably will be your starter. Jordan Travis on the zone read, essentially you can still has the threat of the pull.
Right.
So if that linebacker or somebody or that defensive end or those guys don't eye him, he's out.
It at least keeps him honest.
It keeps you honest, basically. So that's that. Wide receivers: Joshua Burrow, McClain. I can't remember his first name. Brian Robinson. Three guys looked really, really good. Now you add Parchment, who's coming from Kansas, who should be a guy who's signing a grad transfer, and you add Destin Hill from Louisiana, you might have 5 wide receivers. Again, if those guys can keep a defense honest, and we can get rid of the ball, now your offensive line doesn't have as much pressure. Things are great. Defensively, the thing that I noticed is we are small. Actually, across the board, we're small.
Is it because y'all are young?
No, no, because you've got even the guys who people have been talking about for a while, they're small. The numbers that were written about in the games don't match what my eyes see. Like, and I'm not the only person. Like, all the former players who were there, these guys are small. These guys don't look like the theme of this of it was these guys don't look like it was when we were here, and that should never happen. But some of these kids that we're targeting and we have a good shot at look like they should be on the field over some of the guys that are on the field. So maybe they sold that. Maybe those are things that can keep pressing. Like, this isn't a fatalistic thing. I'm never changing what my expectations are. The standard is the standard. Mike came on this show and said that. But I'm going to tell you this much. It's going to be, they could still get 8 wins. It's still going to be tough, but Florida State is 2 to 3 years away.
You wouldn't bet on it.
At best, 2 to 3 years away before you really see them in a situation where we can say we feel strongly or confident to push Clemson. Even then, we're probably not.
I have developed a really good relationship with certain staff members at Florida State, which is funny. A, considering who the staff members are, and B, considering all the crap that Florida State Twitter gave me in December about a text that I sent. I will say this, like, I don't know anything. Only time I talk to them is really about quarterback. Like, they are very intentional, and I'm not gonna get into details because I don't want to hurt relationships in their development of their quarterbacks. Like, specifically Jordan Travis. And I say that because I don't think Mackenzie Milton has other issues he has to overcome. Like, it's not just here's a blank sheet of paper, do what you want. He's got limitations still, I think, health wise. But they certainly have a plan, at least, at the quarterback position for this year and the ongoing years. I would assume, the only reason I'm saying that, James, is I would assume as you're talking about some of these other positions, I would assume they have a plan for those things as well, like they do with this.
No, I mean, yes.
Like, I'm talking recruiting, developing.
Yeah. It's recruiting and developing. And I'm not speaking on them.
No, I got you.
I'm speaking to, again, the problem with the fan base right now is that everything is to the extremes.
Yeah, and that's what I asked about.
And here is where it really is. This is not a championship team. It's not as far away as people think, but it damn sure ain't as close as all the fluff pieces are.
Mm-hmm.
And something that I do and why I get into this, why I'm from the city, I got ears everywhere. The one thing that people got to realize is that you can't just keep saying, he got to flip. We flip the roster means you flip the roster for the better.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't getting better, don't say you flip the roster. You just move pieces. Doesn't mean anything. But I will say that there's still a trust issue that's going on in that locker room. So all that buy-in and all that this, and they look, man, trust me, the hotel I stayed at, there's a lot of people that are there. A lot of people came to the tailgates. People, they speak candidly to me because not necessarily because they just trust that I'm not going to talk about it. They want to know. They want to explain it away.
Mm-hmm.
James, is this what it's supposed to be like? Was it like this when you were here? What's it like? Because a lot of these parents have questions.
About current players,
yeah. And a lot of the recruits' parents have questions, and and people want to be calm. And I always tell them from a situation where I'm not speaking pro FSU or con against FSU. I'm telling you the truth about what the college experience is. I told one mom in particular, who cares? You either get like what my mom told me. You gotta be so good they can't deny you.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just run away from your problem. You're here now. Maybe you should have made a different decision 3 years ago, but you're here.
Mm-hmm.
You have no choice but rise to the occasion because the reality of the situation is Mike Norvell makes about $3-4 million a year. Your position coach makes six figures. You're making about $800 a month when you're with your scholarship check, if you're lucky. You want to make the money that they're making, and you have no choice but to do what they've told you to do and execute it because the X factor is always the player. And me as a player, and why do I get to say that? I played for arguably one of the worst offensive coordinators in FSU's history. Great guy, but Jeff Bowden nobody's going to a Jeff Bowden OC camp.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff put us in some very precarious situations, but we had to battle ourselves out of it. I've been, even with Bobby, even with old man Bobby, I've been to put it bluntly, I've been effed up a couple of times because of plays that Bobby decided to call. But I had to make it happen. So I think if the players would take that mindset, the coaches keep trying to get them better. And really, I like Coach Storms. I think they've bought into the weight room, but they got to fix. And Mike Alford, the booster president, has talked to me about this on a podcast. They got to clean up this nutrition side and this is something else I want to tell fans because they blame Coach O with tags on a strength coach. You can only do squats so many times. The weight room is nothing without nutrition. The only way you gain mass is to eat more calories than you burn. If you see them get small, it ain't because they ain't doing enough bench press. It's because they're not eating and it's not matching that. So they got to figure out how to get these things in sync.
When you talk about, guys like Bobby Bowden and you talk about guys like Nick Saban, guys like that, everybody has an offensive coordinator that puts them in bad situations.
Without a doubt.
Where the elite teams is they are coached so well. And when people hear coached well, they think play calls, they think blitzes. That's not it. Like, they're coached on the the same steps in how to attack angles and the fundamentals of the game so that they can overcome those things,
Right.
or so that those things don't become drive killers.
Right.
Like, and that's been the thing, like, I've noticed about Florida State the last couple of years is a bad play turns into another bad play, or a bad play that should have lost 4, lost 13.
Right. It's really more of a mindset. You're going to just go out there and you're going to play full speed and you're going to hit. And sometimes,
But you're coached so well that you can do that,
right,
and still be in the fundamentals of the game.
So, like, I think back North Carolina State my sophomore year, Greg Jones got a 15-yard run. It was a 56G, power G concept. I know people don't know what the hell that means. I'm supposed to go to the right, bottom line. Me and Greg are going to the right. I go full speed to the left, but I knock out the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Greg still gets what he's supposed to get. Bottom line, and I still knock somebody out. Now I got a missed assignment, but I also got a decleater. So I didn't lose a tomahawk. Again, the point is that you go full speed, good things happen because and you're coached with that tempo, with that intensity. That's still missing because, and I don't know if that's coaching or that's just they don't have these guys yet. And they don't have that confidence.
That's where you use the word culture.
Right.
That's the appropriate context to use culture.
To me,
in.
culture isn't built by coaches. Culture is built by the players.
Yep.
I think I've told this story on SportsDen. When I didn't know how to play fullback. I didn't know how to play offense when I went to Florida State. I learned how to play offense because of Todd Williams. God rest his dead. T. Weezy is a man who punched through an ATM in the Governor Square Mall. And even the police were like, yeah, I ain't.
We've all been there.
I don't get paid enough for that. That's what the police officer looked at him. True story. Ask Clint Purvis. He told me this for some reason my freshman year. I'm at practice. I run into him.
You're playing linebacker?
I'm playing fullback. So I'm trying to. I'm learning
in as a linebacker.
Yeah, I'm learning how to track, and I didn't track well, and I ran up on the tackle's leg. And he told me, he's like, listen, Rook, you got one more time to run up on the back of my leg, or I'm going to punch you in your chest. Make a decision. I'm not afraid of anybody, but this man punched through an ATM machine. I'm also not I'm not an idiot.
We're presented with the choice.
Like, I have a choice. Like, if it was just like, you got to fight, then I'm going to fight. But it was like, I want to try this, learn to play the right way. But again, the culture was this guy, well, it was not necessarily a bully culture, but there was cats that were crazy that you respected, but did their job. And that's just something I don't see those cats yet. Maybe they'll, and again, it was a spring game, culture, controlled, a lot of other bells and whistles going on. But all in all, it was good to see that he has a spring. That's one less excuse that we have for the season going into the season. And, I think fans just need to continue to support it, but also have the expectations, but also understand that he's not the savior. It's a lot of work that has to happen. And what you got to stop doing is talking about everybody else and what they did and focus on what the hell is going on right now, because what's in front of us could either really bury us deeper or in 3 to 4 years, it may be okay.
I'm not trolling when I say this. It's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's not what you're saying is it's not a Ron Zook to Urban Meyer or McElwain to Dan Mullen situation.
Not at all.
It's not set up like that.
And I don't even know, the one thing that Dan Mullen did and one thing Urban Meyer did is they may have ran over. And actually, Urban said this, I think, when I told you I listened to his podcast. There's 3 things that he has to do. You got to come. Those are your players now.
Mm-hmm.
I got to, if that player leaves, Urban said that's his fault. He failed. Not just the player failed. He failed. Our fan base thinks a kid get ran off. He's a bad kid.
Mm-hmm.
But not at the end of the day, that kid, you liked that kid a few years ago. Right now, you just don't feel that kid is, supposed to be a part. So, but he flipped this roster, quote unquote. 60% of what was out there at practice is his. When you bring in these freshmen, that brings it, I think, up to 70%. This is who Mike chose.
Right.
This no longer is, we cannot blame Willie Taggart. He picked the best of the Willie Taggart guys and the Jimbo guys that are left. This is on him.
We got to take a break. When we come back, I want to get into the Sean Payton thing, JJ. I want to get into, what was your question on about?
Well, Sean Payton is first of all, they're making a movie about Sean Payton.
Which
Why?
Is weird.
I have no idea. But he's being played by a certain celebrity. So I was just wondering if there was a SportsDen film.
Oh, this is a terrible exercise.
Who you might have in. to
awful
play you.
exercise.
I've
for
thought
me.
about this.
Yeah, I don't even
3
really want to
years.
think about it, but we'll get to that coming up next.
Together, we chop.
Pretty well hit. Back to the track, to the wall. Bye baseball.
Catch Florida baseball in action on the diamond all season long. Right here on your home for Gators baseball. 1010XL.
It's Florida State. Tuesday night at 7 on 1010 a.m.
Nurses take extraordinary care of us during what is often the most difficult and trying times in one's life. We often take for granted the service and sacrifice of these first responders. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. If you are a nurse and currently face investigation or complaint under the Florida Nurse Practice Act, you are not alone. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000 for a consultation and take back control of your life. Office in Jacksonville.
Don't ignore plumbing leaks. They can lead to mold and mildew or structural damage and drain your wallet. So when you have a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing, plumbingjacksonville.com.
When we say you can count on Catlin, we mean it. This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories. You can count on us. Celebrating our 102nd year serving Jacksonville, we invite you to come down and see why. Only the best brands, only the best service, only at Catlin. From Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, there's one name to count on, Catlin Truck Accessories. One name, one location, 100 years.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
Online at williamcatlin.com.
Baloo here for John's Auto. They've been around since 1985. Jackson's trusted John's Auto, whether you need routine maintenance or an engine overhaul. John's Auto, they can do it all. We service all makes and models of cars and trucks and even work on diesels. I've been visiting them since I returned to Jacksonville in 2006. Check them out today. John's Auto on Arlington Road, 904-743-3857.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. There's never been a better time than now to create a backyard oasis for you and your family, and Stanley Pools can do it all. Stanley Pools put the pool in my backyard, and we've since added travertine pavers, and my backyard really is an oasis. I love it. If you've been thinking about a pool to escape the Florida heat, call Stanley Pools at 269-7277. There's nothing better than feeling like you're on vacation in your own backyard. Stanley Pools, 269-7277.
The IRS is in full swing for 2021, and if you owe back taxes, listen carefully. While times are still uncertain, check your eligibility for the Fresh Start programs offered by the IRS to reduce or even eliminate your tax problems. Call our special hotline number to find out in minutes if you qualify for these life-changing debt reduction programs green-lighted by the IRS. If you're in a payment plan with no end in sight, have unfiled tax returns, under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or finally just want to know your options, business or personal, call the experts at Republic Tax Relief and stop collections immediately. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau with a 5-star rating from Yelp, this veteran-owned company has the fight you need to take on the IRS. Don't go at it alone. Call their hotline number now, 800-218-5573. That's 800-218-5573. Check your eligibility for tax debt savings today. Call 800-218-5573 or go to republictaxrelief.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 12, 2015, Jordan Spieth wins his first major championship with a record-time performance at the Masters and becoming the first wire-to-wire winner of the Green Jacket.
At Community First, you don't have to pretend to be anybody special. Just be yourself.
You can add a Community First banking account at any branch or on your phone, tablet, or desktop at justbeyourself.com. Community First. Just be yourself.
Federally insured by NCUA.
It's the return of Classic Albums Live at the Florida Theater, Saturday, April 17th. It's the Eagles, their greatest hits.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Tickets are on sale now at floridatheater.com or 904-355-ARTS. Classic Albums Live is a socially distanced show with safety precautions in place. Get your tickets now at the Florida Theater.
All year long, you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Picken here, and I sing their song because when my AC system broke, we called and they exceeded our expectations. Now, gang,
it's hotter and your system could fail too. If it does, I'm telling you, call Bueller Air for repair or replacement. Right now, 0% financing options available. Call them today for details. And don't forget, Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
JJ is really irritated by the little helmets, isn't he?
Yeah.
So 7-on-7 is. I'm not in the football world at all. I never even played football growing up, not peewee, not anything. So like this world to me is very new, I guess. And hanging out with you guys every night, I get an opening into that world. So I didn't even know that 7-on-7 existed, and I certainly didn't know the little helmets existed. And so if you don't know what I'm talking about, they're these little leather, like from back in the day, like when my grandpa played or something. The little leather helmets, but it's for safety.
They're actually foam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're for safety. But Florida State, during their spring game, they had them on outside of their real helmet, I think.
Most schools are doing that now.
That's the future of football.
Most schools are doing that.
That's what everyone
So,
will be wearing in the NFL and college and high school in 10 years.
In
guaranteed.
2010, I was presented with a proposal to become like a partner in the main distributorship for these little helmets. And they sent me like the prototype. I still have it in my garage, like one of the first ones ever made. I looked at the prototype and went, this is ridiculous. Ain't nobody doing this. No, I'm good. Now they're everywhere. Everywhere. So
I guess you don't want to get a concussion in the spring
That's
game, dude.
not
like
stopping you from getting
Oh,
getting a
really?
concussion.
I mean, it absorbs some of the blow, but it's more optics.
Here's
Okay.
the thing and this is why soccer gets a lot of it from heading. It's the bite down from the top of your mouth is from what I was understood. That's why that right here brings the shock all the way through. That's
why the mouthpieces.
That's why you have the pacifier. Or if you think about boxers, why they have such thick mouthpieces. Like if anybody should be wearing helmets all the time, they should be. They're actually getting.
That's kind of what
the
these
head.
are. Those amateur boxing helmets.
That's how heavy they are. They're that heavy. Or that cushioning.
No,
and
probably not.
Also, if I'm running full speed at somebody and I hit with my shoulder or my helmet, which you're not supposed to, but I bump with my helmet. It's not stopping my brain from like moving.
Jiggling around.
They're saying actually, and there was a prototype, but I don't know where this went. The best thing is either to not wear a helmet, or there's helmets that upon a certain amount of
impact,
impact, it actually like releases
like pressure.
So the pressure, so your brain doesn't come up against it. It just kind of it's more natural. But it's a sport where you hit people. You're not supposed to run 25 miles per hour into another human.
Yeah, imagine them wearing a helmet in the boxing ring, dude.
You're really bad.
So Sean Payton.
Oh, by the way, did you see the knockout?
Yes.
Whoa.
Everybody asked me to put the hymn music to it.
FA
The
Jogger
noise.
this weekend on ESPN.
I didn't see it.
Oh, I'm going to show you.
Oh, yeah.
The noise is amazing.
Yeah, I don't think now that I think about it, I don't think I was on social media hardly at all. But so Sean Payton, for whatever reason, has a movie being made about him. Is that what it is?
Let me make sure it's about him and not the. I think it's about the Saints.
No, it's about him
Oh.
when he got suspended and he coached his son's football team.
Oh,
So I don't know
when
if
he
it's
had a
like
year
inspired.
off.
I don't know if it's inspired or if it's like
called Home Team.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, and it's based on how Peyton wound up serving as an assistant coach on his son Connor's 6th grade football team in the Dallas area because of Bountygate. It's a humorous Adam Sandler spin and will be more inspired by his real-life experience than an actual retelling.
So what?
So it's a comedy.
Is
but
it
it's
out
about-
now?
No, it's being produced by
Okay.
Adam Sandler's Happy Madison Productions.
And so the actor that they picked to play Sean Payton was who?
Kevin James from King of
King of
Queens. And, Mall
Paul
Cop.
Blart.
Yeah.
Right.
Pronounce you Chuck and Larry, all that.
Right.
Before while you're
Who's like, I don't know what he looks like now, but in King of Queens, he used to be a fat guy.
well, before that, he got fat to be a funnier comedian.
You
actually,
you believe that?
No, he actually they showed pictures of. He actually worked out. He was like a bodybuilder at one point.
Whoa.
That's serious. Look it up. He's actually like not. He doesn't have to be fat. The man knows how to.
All fat guys listening right now, use that excuse.
Yeah.
If you're not funny, then
If you're not funny,
damn
it's just you're
Yeah.
bad.
I have a movie role coming up.
But besides the fact that I would be offended if I was Sean Payton, no matter what, out of all the sports movies ideas that have happened, this is the one we choose?
I kind of like this idea.
I mean, it just
That's
sounds.
I think
But you know what though?
it's
I will say, it sounds so quirky that it couldn't be true. Like if they made this 20 years from now, people would be like, that didn't happen.
Well, football won't exist 20 years.
Yeah,
from
I'm saying
now.
when football doesn't exist, they're gonna be like, what? Nobody's ever.
It'll be the history of football. I Googled Sean Payton and went to images, and they've got a bunch of pictures of him and Kevin James, and they still don't look alike. Like when you put them next to each other, sometimes you can kind of see similarities. There's not one. Now, here's one thing I will say about Sean Payton. His face is skinny. He looks like a skinny guy. I've met Sean Payton. He's not.
He was skinnier when I.
He's
when
not
I met
that. Like, if you looked at his face, you would think
he's tall and skinny.
Right. That's not the situation with Sean. But at the same time, like Kevin James is a much larger fella.
Kevin James doesn't have a skinny face.
No, there's nothing skinny about Kevin James at all. Now I don't really want to get into the. There's a lot of things that I am very secure with. What I look like is not one of them. This is not a healthy conversation for me to have on who's going to play me, because I know some text line dude's going to be like, God rest him, Chris Farley.
Well, then that would be an interesting movie considering he's been dead for over 20 years.
Has it been 20 years?
Oh, dude, he died in the 90s.
Wow, I'm getting old. He was so good.
So funny.
But I saw y'all's
7. Dang.
That's crazy. So almost 25 years.
Yep.
How old was he when he passed?
64 to 97. He was 33. Very young.
That's crazy.
It was 97.
That guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember that. That was.
I mean, he was making movies hits up until right when he died.
But I can't even think of who would play either. I'm so bad at this game. Like what? I can't think of who would play either one of y'all. Like Ice Cube's an easy one for James.
Well, no, but see, that would be bad because Ice Cube is so much older than me. O'Shea Jackson Jr. though, he has a son that damn near looks just like him, but he's light skinned.
Okay.
He also doesn't have dreads, though.
Nah, but you
can put those on.
Put a mop on him and a beard.
Okay.
But I was gonna say Idris, but I didn't want to go.
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yeah,
does he look like?
That's who played Ice Cube in the NWA movie.
You know, I have one for me. The junky-looking guy from Saturday Night Live with the crappy tats. Pete. The one who lied about his dad being in 9/11.
Oh, I don't know it.
Pete Saturday Night
Pete
Live.
Davidson.
Pete Davidson. Let me look him up.
Thank you.
Let's see. I can.
Except for like not with the blonde hair look, but like some of his older looks. Like look at that picture.
Like I'm looking at this one right here.
That's like me.
Yeah,
and he has like that stoner, persona, attitude, like laid back kind of.
I can definitely see the resemblance.
Yeah.
Yes, I can definitely see that. I mean,
I would never lie about my dad being in 9/11.
I have never been told that I look like anybody, though.
I've never been told specifically that I've looked like anybody, but I've been told multiple times that I look like I'm famous.
You don't,
which is odd.
It's not who you look like; it's who you remind people of. Like that would be with you, JJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't think I look like.
And I say that, and I just remember my favorite comedian right now. I can't think of his name right now.
Patrice O'Neal.
No, I love Patrice O'Neal, but that's not who I'm talking. But he's in the same camp though. My God, he's angry at everybody.
Bill Burr. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Bill Burr gives JJ. That's JJ in 20 years.
I like that. Yeah,
I love that.
I see what you mean by what you.
It's like it's not necessarily they don't look alike, but the demeanor and the attitude is like very, very similar.
I'll take that.
Yeah. All we need to know is that his girlfriend is black, and that's him.
She's Colombian, so.
Oh, well, there it is.
Whoa.
Clap it up for JJ. He did not let us know. He's United Nations over there, man.
She's actually Taiwanese. So.
Wait, Pete Davidson?
That's why you were picking those golfers.
Pete Davidson is with that Kate Beckinsale?
Oh, is he? Wow. Kate Beckinsale's way older than him.
No clue who that is.
Yeah, I bet you would if you Googled her.
I said Kate Beckinsale.
She's been in a lot of stuff. Ooh. She's 47.
Is she really?
Yeah.
How old is Pete Davidson?
Wow. I don't care
Davidson,
how old she is.
Yeah, exactly. He's 27.
Well, he's 6'3".
Oh, I can't pull that off.
Why does she look familiar?
She's in everything. Damn, 27 years. Would you ever date somebody 20 years older than you?
Oh, she's fresh on the. She's
older than me? No.
She's fresh on the scene though, man. Like,
if I was 27,
she got divorced in 2019.
Oh, I was about to say nothing fresh about Kate Beckinsale. See, Pete Davidson was the one. He was dating Ariana Grande for a long time.
Oh, wow.
So he went from someone who looks like they're 17 to a 47-year-old. I like that.
Hey, 923 said, LOL, always pictured JJ as a skinny-ass stoner.
I'm like a skinny fat guy, but yes. I'm skinny right now.
Yeah.
I could gain 20 pounds like in a weekend if I wanted to.
So who did you come up with for real for you? Is that who you were?
No, like when I was thinking about it, I was like O'Shea Jackson Jr. That would be who I would have. But I don't think he can do.
It's like you in your younger years.
Well, he's like, he's 30.
He's 30.
I'm looking at a picture. He looks a lot younger than you.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, why do you got to say it like
that?
that?
I didn't mean like. I mean, you know what I meant.
But I don't know who else. Like, I mean, who?
I'm so bad at that game. Like, there's people that's like, this person looks like this person, and this person, this person.
I don't know
I have
enough
no idea.
young people. Like enough of these new age actors.
I know, like my wife looks like a Hallmark actress. I can't tell you which one, but she looks like if you were gonna say what does she do? She's in entertainment. Say she's a Hallmark actress. Like that's about as far as it goes. I can't identify anything like about myself with this because I don't know. What would the movie be about if it was about you?
Ooh.
Like, what's the
my life story is funny enough to just put it in there. I wouldn't want to talk about it on the radio, but it'd be hilarious. James would have a great one, just playing for Florida State.
You know, yeah, being Washington from Tallahassee. The guy who played it, well, you've never seen.
Dude, your story would be great. Like the Florida State thing, hype up the NFL thing, and the story ends when you ask the star quarterback if he's a trainer.
And
that goes into the Sean Payton movie. Boom.
Nah, that would be actually like Netflix holla at me.
Yeah, we could be the prequel.
The guy from you've seen Black Panther, right, JJ?
I haven't. I don't watch any comic book movies. I've seen zero Marvel movies.
The guy was in Black Panther, but he was.
Well, I know the main guy.
He wasn't not him. He's not here, unfortunately.
Apparently we've got the wrong actor. Real quick, this is very important. We're being told on the text line by multiple people that Pete Davidson's dad did die in 9/11. He was a firefighter.
Oh, there's the other comedian, Materazzi or whatever his name is, that said he was in the towers. He was the one from the show The League.
All right, we got to make sure we get Pete Davidson.
Sorry about that.
Our bad, Pete. I know you're going to listen to this show and be like, hey, that's a source.
Sorry, I felt like that was important.
Yeah, sorry, Pete.
Yeah, Scott Davis.
Nah, actually, you got this backwards.
Okay.
Like, you know how some movies you're like, that movie could end. Like, so what you're doing, like, so you don't make it don't have this 4-hour movie, but just skip all the, like, you make it do flashbacks of like growing up or whatever, but literally just have it like senior year at FSU, going into it, and then boom, you're at the apex, and then you have that, and then boom, when that happens, fast forward.
What happened to this
now?
guy? I love it.
And then you kind of try to go backwards to see how you got to this point, and then boom.
Bro, somebody said John Amos for you.
John Amos.
Dude, I asked about John Amos the other day because I was
81.
I was afraid he died.
God.
I was afraid that COVID took him away from us because I hadn't heard anything from John Amos. John Amos' hairline could not.
Is John Amos Wayne Brady makes Brian Gumbel look like Malcolm X?
No, that's Paul Mooney.
Oh, gotcha.
John Amos was the first black dad, like a real dad on TV. Like it was on Good Times.
Oh, he was.
And
he's been in a lot now that I'm looking.
He was also in Coming to America. He was the owner of McDowell's. So, but no.
How about so I looked up the Black Panther cast. You're certainly not talking about Forrest Whitaker.
No. I wouldn't let Forrest Whitaker be me because of his eye.
Yeah, exactly.
His eye alone is what like
Great actor though. Great actor.
I can't even think of the guy's name. The
So
character
we have
in Black Panther's name.
Wakabi.
He's the big light-skinned guy.
M'Baku.
M'Baku.
Okay, so his name is Winston Duke.
And I think he's like every other great black actor right now, British.
No, he's actually from Trinidad and Tobago.
They were. It's the same thing. They
have accents there?
They speak the Queen's English too.
Yeah, they got the Queen's flag in their flag, I think.
Okay.
Blokes.
See, this is what. Okay, so
Lads.
400 says Denny Will Patton, James Anthony Anderson,
Dog.
He's so fat.
JJ John Malkovich.
He's like 100. But I love John Malkovich. Who's Will Patton?
Oh, Will Patton. I put Will Anderson.
Oh, I know this guy.
Oh boy.
What a random character actor this guy came up with.
This is why I didn't want to do this. Because then Dom says,
you look better than that.
Chubby Chris O'Donnell works for Denny.
This is not Denny.
No offense.
Dude, Will Patton is so disrespectful. You know Will Patton. You've seen this.
I looked him up.
Not ripped Chris O'Donnell.
No.
Oh, who is Aquaman? He was in look up who. That's who I wanted to play me. Hands down. That's it. Aquaman. That's who I want. He was also in Game of Thrones.
Somebody said Adam Sandler for me.
Jason Momoa. Oh, this guy, the guy who's super ripped.
The hair. Just give him a beard.
Oh, so if we had a 1010XL show, like,
oh dear, they're gonna get us. No.
Okay, we don't want to get in trouble, I guess.
Well, I mean, we're out of time.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
I'm not guessing.
Adam
There's one
Sandler?
show I'm not guessing.
I'd love to have Adam
guessing
Sandler.
anybody on that show.
No.
Francie's Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, George Clooney. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
Not,
Yeah,
it's not vague.
yeah. All right, 8 o'clock.
Who would Hack be? Hit us up on the
8
text
o'clock coming up next.
1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
It's the stories that you tell. So much fun and imagination.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
I want to party with you, cowboy.
Mornings on 1010XL.
The two of us together? Forget it.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Who loves shopping for a car? We know that most people would rather go to the dentist than the car dealership. And that's why Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet do things a little different. We offer the best prices with no funny business, have the largest selection of inventory with a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. But the difference is you get all of us. Our team is here to serve you, and they're empowered to make things happen. Come see why Beaver Chevrolet and Beaver Toyota is all about. After all, we're here louder.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
In 1921, U.S. Marine Corps surgeon Dr. Robert McKeever established the first urologic practice in Florida, the McKeever Clinic. I'm Dr. West. 100 years later, we continue to carry on his life's work in providing complete urologic care in Jacksonville. We have 13 board-certified urologists with many areas of expertise to provide the highest level of care for both men and women. Visit McKeeverClinic.com to learn more about how we can help. McKeever Clinic, innovators in urologic care since 1921.
Hey, how about happy hour again at Mr. Chubby's Wings?
Mr. Chubby's? Don't they have a brand new location?
Heck yes. They just opened a third location in Ponte Vedra, and they still have our favorite happy hour prices.
Wow, can't beat those prices. So yeah, let's chub it up again in Ponte Vedra.
See all their specials at MrChubby'sWings.com. Locations on Fleming Island, the West Side, and now Ponte Vedra Beach. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Hi, Lou here from Espada Agency Farmers Insurance. Have your homeowners and renters insurance premiums seen an increase? If so, the Espada Agency not only represents farmers insurance, but we also offer other carriers to be able to compare your current program. So stop by the office at 7880 Gate Parkway, directly across the street from IKEA, or call the Espada Agency at 376-7333. 376-7333.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey folks, Hicken here, and if you're like me, you're doing some major spring cleaning. Zero Res has 3 rooms of carpet cleaning for only $129, or have 2 rooms of tile clean for $129. Or why not do both?
Zero Res.
Do you have a garage with failed epoxy, flaking paint, and tire marks all over? Do you have to pressure wash stains and mold off your patio, driveway, or walkways every few months? Does your pool deck have mildew in all the pits and cracks around it? If you answered yes to any of those questions, that sucks, and we at Shark Coatings want to help you. Shark Coatings is a non-porous, antimicrobial, antibacterial, industrial coating that is 20 times stronger than epoxy, comes with a 15-year warranty, and is so easy to clean, even Dan Hicken can do it. Visit our Facebook, Instagram, or sharkjacks.com to schedule your free estimate.
Hacker here. Peninsular Pest Control's fertilization and weed suppression program is great. I don't have a lot of spare time, and it will probably cost you less than it would if you do it yourself. Call Peninsular Pest Control today at 389-3491 for a free consultation, or go online to crittergetter.com. Be sure to ask about the $30 discount on new services. Remember, Peninsular is your critter getter.
If you're a skilled plumber and you're looking for a career that provides competitive pay and great benefits at no cost to you, Local 234 Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and HVAC Technicians is looking for you now. Just being a part of Local 234 means that you're joining an organization with thousands of members that have the same goal as you, to get the job done right. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today. Local 234, make the right connection.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
You mad, bro?
1010XL 92.5 FM. Join us in the sports den. Call or text 641-1010.
Open up your heart and let that hate out.
You gotta let it breathe. Man, that should have been 8 o'clock right there. That was a great one.
What?
Cast since.
No, y'all stop. Like, I knew this was gonna happen.
It's been really good. Like, most of them have been very in good taste for the most part.
I'm glad you feel good about them.
I mean, yeah, just keep. We're not going to talk about just text
line's
it.
blown up.
Text us.
We'll end the show.
Six.
That's what we should do for our last segment.
Well, we don't have Doc anymore. He just texts me.
Oh,
So he's stuck at work.
Gotcha.
Text us or hit us up on social media at sportsden_live. Cast the Sports Den first. Who you think should play us? And then if you feel like texting, casting other people as well.
I'm going with
Could do
Mark
that.
Wahlberg. One person
I like
said
Mark
Mark
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
It's a good
That's
one.
what I'm going to
That was
ignore the
solid.
rest of y'all.
That was solid. That was solid.
If James can go with the dude, the Aquaman dude,
I'm
I
going
can
with
go
Jason
with Mark.
Momoa. There's no other person that would be perfect to play me. Like, especially a young me. Even though I didn't have hair then, but I was sexy.
And some of you answered really quickly. Y'all been thinking about this, and y'all are just mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of them aren't as bad of what they've said. Others, I'm not going to say it right now.
No.
As long as all the ones for one guy's got to be all above board, or we're deleting them.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're not
We
giving
all
me
know
fired.
who that is. If
You're
you
not
listen to the
getting
show,
me
we don't make
fired
fun of this person.
because you're a jerk.
Right. JJ, you said you have a 8 o'clock.
I do have a hate o'clock. It's strippers online.
What?
Specifically, a stripper online.
Wait, that's a thing?
I mean, COVID made everything innovative.
No, she's a dancer. She just happens to be online
Oh.
and started a terrible rumor about late 90s, early 2000s R&B icon Usher.
Oh yeah, so this wasn't true.
This is fake news.
All right, cool.
So
I was.
I have no idea what
excited.
you're talking
Go
about.
ahead,
It's
let's talk.
going around the internet that Usher, while in Vegas, at a strip club, gave the ladies bills with his own face on it. So he has like $100 bill, a $20 bill, and a $1 bill, all with his own face on it. It says Usher. he's using it to promote his new residency in Vegas. Okay, so a stripper online posted on her Instagram the pictures of those dollar bills and said, basically like, hey, this is what Usher did. This is what he's paying people. So disrespectful. All this stuff. Turns out none of that was true at all. Usher went to the club. It's called Sapphire, by the way. Paid. Here it is. We're told Usher and company ended up spending thousands on real dancers, or on the dancers, real thousands, mind you, and also enjoyed bottle service, which he definitely covered. With real U.S. dollars.
Oh, they're gonna take a card anyway. So.
It goes without saying. Sapphire tells us they'd love to have him again. More intel on what actually happened. Sources close to Usher tell us that somebody in his crew left some stray Usher dollars behind on the stage as a bit of a gag, a joke, but also to promote his new residency.
Oh, that's smart of him.
Yes, but she got the internet to turn on Usher, and everybody's like, "Oh, this guy, what a
who turns on
cheap
Usher?
Bastard, basically. This guy's paying women in fake bills." But that's not true at all.
That's the
And you
feminists
can't
and the
take
haters.
this back. Like
You
the
know-
internet, you can't take something back.
I heard nothing but good stuff, but you know who I follow? Little Duval. And Little Duval he has this thing where this is a victory for men, if this was true. I wish it were true.
True.
Because he's Usher, baby. Like he's one of the big, he's an icon. And
with what the Fed is doing to our money right now, these Usher bills are probably worth more than the actual bill.
70, 80 million?
Net worth for Usher?
Easily a hundo.
180 mil.
Yeah.
But put it like this: if you were a big enough name like Usher, right? Let's say I gave you a $20 Usher bill, and that lets you go to UsherRaymond.com or whatever, or do something, and you got some exclusive Usher stuff.
So mad.
Yeah, I would be mad.
I can't.
Unless it was something iconic, like it was like Muhammad Ali. If I had some Muhammad Ali gloves and they were signed, and I knew I could flip that for some money.
If it was like,
if Kanye left me money that I could turn into Yeezys,
I would do
maybe.
that.
That's it though.
Wingstop.
I'm trying to think. My hate o'clock is this, man. Is old people who don't know that they're old and they ain't got it no.
Why are y'all talking?
Damn, right at
As if I haven't had enough hate on the text line. You want me to leave at least?
Now, what I mean is this: Mike Tyson has an amazing podcast.
Okay.
Terrifying at times, enlightening at other times. I was at first afraid until I realized that both of these men couldn't probably bust a grape in a fruit fight now. But he had Sugar Ray. It was
Tommy Hearns.
It's Tommy Hearns. And they were measuring themselves the entire time.
Well, first of all, you have to give context to this. So Sugar Ray is still very well put together.
Right.
His brain's working great. Like everything about him, his motor skills are perfect.
Really?
Yes. Tommy Hearns?
Yeah, not so much.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So he's bullying Tommy Hearns on this show.
And Tommy,
He goes, I'll kick your ass right now.
It's like, again, so cultural moment here. Because, I've learned, people have learned me in Tallahassee. You'll be surprised how many people have listened to us in Tallahassee on the sports.
That's good news.
Yeah, very good news. People are like, we love your cultural moments. They're like, we love when you guys teach each other about what other people do.
So you're going to learn me here?
Oh, I know for a fact you've seen this.
Okay.
There is nothing more hilarious or enlightening than two old black men talking about anything.
You're right.
Because it's going to end in an argument.
Yep.
And it's going to be very loud, and anybody who doesn't know what's going on is going to be disturbed.
Even if they're saying the same thing.
They can be agreeing.
Yep.
And this happened to where, I knock you out right now. And like something, and it's always the one old black man that's just he's always nodding his head, yes, but it's no at the same time. He's like, you ain't gonna knock me out. And then that's kind of what Tommy's doing. And then Tommy they both stand up, and I'm like, please. And Mike Tyson's pleading with them.
At first, but then Mike Tyson's loving it.
Yeah.
And he wants this to pop off.
But like, I don't want these two old men to fight. Something's gonna break, not because they hit each other, Because they fell. Somebody's gonna miss. They're gonna get winded, and it's just like.
And we just lost Marvin.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't lose one of them.
We gotta stop. Like you gotta.
What a way to go.
And
Please watch this video clip, by the way.
I told a kid this the other day. I kind of meant it. I think I meant it in my head, but then I thought about it later on when I got home. Man, I'm glad that kid didn't try me. Because it was either going to go really well, it was going to go really bad.
The I-9 team?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, that's a little young, James.
Nah, they know better. But it was a kid I saw, and I was like, oh, man, you say you think you power 5, and that's how you working out. I say, I'd whip your ass. You can't do nothing if that's how you work out. I looked at him dead in the face and told him that. But that's like an OG person.
Right.
Like I've said that about cats at FSU too, knowing good and well I can't do nothing for him right now. But that's kind of what at some point you've got to realize your
time is up.
Your time is up, and just preface it. Be like, in my day,
I would have.
I would have. If this was 10 years ago,
they already did fight. Like he already did win. It's just like, well, hey, if we had to fight right now, just know I could still kick your ass.
Yeah, fair.
993 on the Lifetime Enclosures text line is my new favorite. Should be all of our favorite people. He's the one that said Denny Mark Wahlberg. Actually, he said Warburg. I hope he meant Wahlberg.
Might be a different guy, like a fat guy.
He said James, Mekhi Phifer, and Nick Cannon.
Nah, man.
He said JJ Matt Damon.
I hate both of those.
Oh,
874 probably did the best the best research and really brought it down.
Okay.
I can see Ed Norton for JJ.
Another old guy, but
I
a
don't
great
know who
actor.
this
He's
is.
an American History
No, I
X.
know who that is. I don't know who the guy he says for me is.
I'm that Dabo Sweeney.
No.
There's a DB Sweeney.
There's a DB Sweeney.
I don't know who he is.
He's 60.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay, well,
How do you guys know these random character actors?
He got 2 out of 3.
I mean, listen, it's better than the other people. He may be 60, but he's
a decent looking
Denny,
guy.
have you ever watched The Simpsons?
No.
Okay. You wouldn't know this person.
But I got Google.
The comic book guy for The Simpsons.
Okay.
And that's and think about who at the station that you think that could be. Rampage Jackson. Okay.
I almost said rest in peace. That's actually I was thinking of who's the one, the backyard wrestling guy that went to MMA?
Yeah, nah, man, don't give me that.
Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo.
Now, like if we wanted to buff up Leon, I can give Leon a little Kimbo, but you have to shave.
James Buster Rhymes.
Buster Rhymes is like 6'8". I'll take that.
Is he really?
Buster Rhymes is huge.
Is he?
I didn't know that.
I saw him at an adult chicken wing establishment in Miami when we played the Orange Bowl my senior year.
Sean William Scott. Who's that?
I don't know. Anybody with 3 names.
You know Sean William Scott. He's like very 90s.
That's who they're saying for you.
Is that Doogie Howser?
Oh, no, that's the American Pie guy.
Bust is 6'1", they're saying.
Bust is only 6'1". He felt like he's a lot.
But like in Hollywood, 6'1" is like 6'6".
He's a lot taller.
They're all short out there. He's also in the worst Halloween movie of all time.
Nobody put LL Cool J.
Oh.
I would love LL Cool J.
Ladies love Cool James.
I don't lick my lips
That's
like that. I
literally
don't
your
do
name.
chapstick, but it
Wait.
could have been.
There was a time that Mark Wahlberg was fat?
No. I mean, maybe for a role, but that guy's always been yoked.
That's what I thought.
I don't like Denny as Seth Rogen.
Donnell
Rollins?
Rollins?
Seth Rogen's body's
480,
soft.
480 F you, dude. Like, I'm not Ashy Larry, dude. Like,
Dude, did you watch the video of Donnell?
getting roasted and then he walked off?
Dude,
He is so.
that's so embarrassing.
I lost all respect for him as a comedian. Like, you can't do that, dude. That's not like if you can. That Patrice O'Neal would never.
No, and the guy who was making fun of him was like a open micer guy who was just like trying out for a spot on a show or something and destroyed Donnell Rollins, I think his name is, and he left.
For the record, I just Googled Mark Wahlberg, fat Mark Wahlberg. I've never been in that good a shape. That's what he was at his heaviest. So I'll take that as a compliment.
We have to break.
Okay.
Do we want to get into Nico or no?
Yeah, let's talk about Nico.
All right. The new FSU commit was in the spot this weekend, was in my facility this weekend. We'll get into a little bit of that. whatever else comes up. We'll be right back.
Our colors are teal and black.
That is, Jags on 3, baby. 1, 2, 3, Jags!
No one covers the Jaguars like 1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Quitting nicotine isn't easy, which is why Tobacco-Free Florida offers free tools and services like free 2-week starter kits of quit aids. We're also trying out music to help motivate smokers to quit.
Not another cigarette would be late. Now there's someone living tobacco-free. It's you.
Wow. Okay. Maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
You heard you could save big when you bundle home and auto with Progressive, so you went online to check it out. But then you saw a link for a survey about which type of bread you are. And now you're on question 17, barely scratching the surface of your bread identity. You always thought of yourself as a brioche, but are you actually more of a pumpernickel? Ah, yes. They said it was easy to save money bundling with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. I used to hate going to the dentist. My teeth hurt. I never enjoyed the experience. Then I tried sedation, light sedation for my cleanings, which I do several times a year. Deep sedation for root canals, cavities. Now the anxiety is gone. My teeth feel great. So don't be nervous. Don't be afraid. Instead, look at Carlson Dental. Just go to carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dentist needs.
This is your Mad Dads Update with Chapter President Donald Ford. Mad Dads is asking for good, committed men who want to be part of an organization that has been around for 17 years. We are a group that is part of the solution, not the problem. We are a group that don't stand around murmuring and complaining, but get into action and hit the streets to get the community to break the code of silence to remove the murderers off our streets. We do not require a lot of time, just willing and able bodies to get involved. We've had far too many murders this year already not to get involved. If you want to be part of this great organization, call 904-718-1649. We're looking for men, not men acting like boys. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think. For information about Mad Dad, go to Mad Dads Jacksonville Chapter Facebook or MadDadsJacksonville.com.
You've waited 2 long years, but the wait is over. Diamonds Direct's spectacular spring store-wide sale is here, starting Friday at 10 a.m. The biggest sale all year with 20% savings. All earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, thousands and thousands of engagement rings included. This is where they break all the rules in-store or at DiamondsDirect.com. Extreme savings on all designer jewelry, all diamond fashion jewelry, expanded selection, extended hours, extraordinary value. It starts Friday at 10 a.m. and open this Sunday only at Diamonds Direct, off Town Center Parkway next to the Hyatt.
Are you ready to replace the windows in your home but don't know which company to hire? Because they all say the same thing anyway? Made for Florida, built for Florida. This is the best window for your home. 30, 40, 50% off if you sign today. The culture of Kohler Homes is to offer options from all the Florida-approved manufacturers, not just one. Without the pressure sales of buy this window today. We'll provide an educating consultation, not a sales pitch, then pinpoint the best option no matter who the manufacturer is. Don't fall for the pressure sale and don't limit your options. Let the consultants at Kohler Homes of Jacksonville help you choose the right manufacturer. Kohler Homes, the right choice.
Regain your edge. The board-certified surgeons of OrthoEdge are practicing at St. Vincent's Riverside.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pino. If you have a sports injury or if you have knee, hip, or shoulder pain, let us at OrthoEdge help you regain your edge. We want you to get back to living your best. We have the patient-focused experience and technology to deliver the result. See one of our physicians today at OrthoEdge.
Now accepting new patients, visit orthoedge.com.
At Rusty Acres, you don't just get a used Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury auto part. You get someone who can explain how to install it. For a large inventory of used Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury auto parts, call Rusty Acres, 786-1777.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 12, 2015, Jordan Spieth wins his first major championship with a record time performance at the Masters and becoming the first wire-to-wire winner of the Green Jacket.
Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach is the best local place to shop for your next new or used firearm. Top brands, no lines, locally owned for 26 years with the best prices. Buy or sell your next firearm at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Love seafood and want only the freshest seafood in Jacksonville? Sliders Oyster Bar should be your first choice when craving anything Mayport shrimp to fresh oysters. So when you're out at the beach this summer, stop into the beach's best oyster bar for the last 40 years. Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner to fulfill that seafood craving. Don't forget our bottomless mimosa and Bloody Mary reggae brunch on Sundays too. Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach, locally owned by Safe Harbor Seafood.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Peace up, A-Town.
You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
305 isn't wrong. It says on the Lifetime Coach text line, it says, I love the show. You guys are like roaches who show up at various times on the dial.
We'll be on tomorrow night, 8 to 10.
I will say I'm appreciative. We love Rick Blue's spot, but I really enjoy 8 to 10. It kind of set my whole day towards it.
It's definitely an adjustment. That's for sure. Yeah, I won't be here Thursday or Friday, so I've got to go to Louisiana.
Here.
You're gonna be at Mr. Chubby's, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna try to get somebody in with you, or are you gonna go solo?
I don't know yet, but
really, it's not solo when you got JJ, because I mean,
It sucks that I'm not there, though.
depends
He
if-
usually has that guy, John Shipley, come out there, actually, to talk Jags.
John don't ever come when it's just us.
That's sad.
That's messed up, John. John, I know you. I know you and your brother. Like, why don't?
Did you ask him?
But he's supposed to be there on Thursdays. He shows up every Thursday, but when we're there,
Really?
he never shows up.
Maybe you don't like us.
Do they not give John wings? Because I would come just knowing I'm getting wings.
Yeah.
It's only one I won't go to. Now we got to make sure if we're not in Ponte Vedra, I'm not going out to Tallahassee to Tallahassee's Mr. Chubby's, whatever that one was.
And we love Mr. Chubby's.
Yeah. I like this. Okay.
What?
Nah.
Picking Robert De Niro?
No, I don't like that. The Denzel Dwayne Johnson thing was pretty good. JJ is Leonardo. Why is everybody
Whoa,
trying
I'll
you?
take that.
Why is everybody trying you?
I know. That's what I was telling
Gary
y'all.
Owen?
I know. That's what I was telling y'all. Should have never.
I should have never brought this up. Yeah, that's my bad.
They're just trying, Diddy. It's like
It's because you let them know that you care. So they're like,
I'll be
"Oh,
in
well."
therapy tomorrow.
Who's Bradley Cooper?
Oh, you know Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, you know Bradley Cooper.
Y'all said that.
I'll
but I
take Bradley
asked.
Cooper now. Like
Yeah.
that, yeah. I'll take that. Hangover and everything else for like the last 10 years.
He looks so much different, right? He looks old right here.
Silver Lining Playbook.
Yeah,
American
that's
Sniper.
the Bradley Cooper from that music movie, though, where he killed himself at the end.
Now this guy,
With what's her name?
Yeah,
Lady Gaga.
you want to be that? You
What was
wanna
the
be
name of that
Hangover
movie,
Bradley.
by the way?
I don't know. A Star is Rising or A Star
Stars Born.
He kills himself at the end? That doesn't seem very happy.
Oh, you hadn't seen it?
No, why would I see
My
that?
bad. It's actually not a bad movie. It's really not.
I don't know.
Don't worry, I'll never see it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Oh man.
Well, if you do, get the tissues out at the end.
John Boyega, I'll
It's
take.
a sad one.
I'll take John Boyega.
Oh, he's from Star Wars.
Yeah. Even though he's British, I'll take him.
Yes.
He's a goon. I like his story.
All
He's
of
tough.
our great black actors. are
Oh,
British.
yes. I like this guy.
I'm not taking Michael B. Michael B. Jordan.
He's
and Nick
American.
Cannon.
I'll
I don't
take
understand.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh yeah. Ooh, man. I'll take Matthew McConaughey.
Somebody, I don't know who Tom Holland is. This
It's
is that from
Spider-Man.
JJ.
Spider-Man.
Well, why would I know that?
You have a son.
I didn't know that either. I thought Spider-Man was black and animated.
Well, he is.
So I'm the voice of him?
No, you're.
I'm confused.
There's more than one Spider-Man.
Okay.
Tom Holland is the new
Tom
Peter Parker.
Holland.
962
The black
says,
and animated is Miles Morales. He's Spanish.
I don't want to be Tom Holland.
But
He looks like
British.
he's 12.
And see, now you're getting a piece of what I'm getting.
He's not ugly. It's just Tom Holland doesn't look cool. He doesn't look like he's a stoner.
He's not fat.
962 says he'll buy you wings, James, if it's a Mr. Chubby's at Ponte Vedra.
I don't know if you realize this or not. It's kind of taken care of. But you can buy me a drink.
There you go.
But you have to buy RJ adult root beer.
Right.
If you buy me something.
Well, they should flip JJ and RJ, so JJ can just be. Well, I'm not going to get in RJ's pocket like that. Like
JJ don't want to drive all the way down there.
I would gladly do it.
So I had the Florida State commit. What is he? 22.
Yes.
Nico Martial from
Marciano.
Martial.
Is that like the cherries that you put in?
I don't know.
Okay.
But he's from Arizona, right? So he came in to the facility, worked out with me and Will Hewlett a couple times. And so I'm trying to think of the right way to explain this. Kind of the same thing we say about facilities at colleges. If the average person walked into the average facility, they'd be blown away by how much there is. So like if the average person who watched football came and watched a Division I commit throw, like you'd be blown away because you don't have a point of reference.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you go to Alabama's facility and then you go to Florida's facility, you're gonna be like, yo, what is Florida doing? It's not the same.
Right.
If you see Trevor Lawrence like in high school and then you see everybody else, it's like, oh yeah, he's not that impressive. Right. So all that being said, like when I saw Nico's film, most people watch Nico's film, like, oh, this guy's dope. This guy's amazing. I will admit that I was right here in front of you. I was not blown away by Nico's film.
I remember that.
So when Nico contacted us, said, I want to roll through, I'm like, okay, cool, come on. We had a list of things that we wanted to work on with Nico. Much more impressed in person. Like there was some mechanical things that he did that just, I was like, ugh, no, I don't like that. Usually those things take a while to straighten out, to like, because it's muscle memory. If you believe in that, it's like the way that people have thrown like everything, right? Like you grew up throwing a rock a certain way,
right?
That was your first thing that you threw, and then you picked up a baseball and then a football, and you just threw. You never really trained at throwing something. It's a natural thing that people do. So it usually takes a while to get somebody back on track. And so we were kind of like, okay, well, we're going to, he'll come down. We'll work on this, this. But we didn't, James. We got to work on this. And it went on and on and on and on. And he doesn't have this massive arm. Like that's not what he is. But I can say definitively, like he is a major Division I recruit. And he's very accurate with the ball, right? Extremely accurate. He is a very smart guy. And I don't mean like book-wise. I have no idea what his grades are. I don't ask that. Why would I ask that? None of my business. Football smart. Very, very coachable. Mm-hmm. The best thing about him, far and away, is, and I told you this, I think, over text, he's got Austin Reed in him. Like Austin Reed, who is the West Florida quarterback, who we had on the show if they won a national championship, probably the best quarterback or the best player in Division II football. Austin doesn't do anything like in the facility that blows you away. But when he walks in the facility, you feel like, okay, Austin's there. And there's this natural charisma. There's this natural like energy or intensity. Some people would call it leadership, but it's not. It's like I want to be around that guy. But not off anything he's saying, but just the way he moves, the way his being.
You post a video of Austin and you see
it.
You see the guys who are at Power 5 schools all gravitate toward him.
If we did the same thing with Nico, the same thing would happen.
And it makes sense when you see Nico is obviously is dead, dead period. Mm-hmm. Recruits have to come on their own, and Nico's doing a really good job of getting everybody organized. Him and Travis Hunter are the bell cows. And when you were explaining those things to me, it made it make more sense to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know what I'm looking at per se. I've seen some 7-on-7 highlights of Nico. they just look like a quarterback throwing it.
Mhm.
It ain't like when I watch Travis Hunter.
Right.
Like
It's different.
This for the first time in my life, I'm telling my kid, that's who I want you to be like for a
Right.
high school, a rising senior.
Right.
Like I ain't never did that before. Don't think I'll ever do it again. But what he's doing is phenomenal. And I get why people would gravitate toward that. But there is something about a quarterback when they have that connection, that they're personable, that could like make more people want to come and play with them. So I can understand.
It's like one of those things where, like, if you don't like the guy, there's something wrong with you, not him.
Yeah.
It's like that's the instant vibe that you get. And it was interesting with Nico. It was a little different because very rarely do we work one-on-one with anybody. Like that's very, very rare outside of like the pro guys. Never do we work 2-on-1 like me and Will with one quarterback. And that's what happened in this situation. It just kind of worked out to where that was the situation. And when I tell you, like, the kid just held on to everything. And not just held on to it, because you've had those guys that you've trained, James, that they get it up here, right? Like they understand what you're saying, but they physically can't do it.
Right. Yeah.
Like that wasn't the case. It was like we would show him something, we would tell him something, done. So he came in Friday, we did that. Went to the game on Saturday. They came back through on Sunday. He was in there early Sunday morning. And everything we worked on Friday, we didn't have to work on again. We were able to go back. And we got so far into this that he's going to come back and spend most of the month of May here.
Okay.
Right. And continue to train, which is like rare after 2 sessions that somebody would do that. But that's how much he picked up. And I'm not making this about us. I'm telling you that's how smart the kid is. And like that's the level. And here's the other thing that I'll tell Florida State fans. His single focus right now, outside of high school football, because he's basically already graduated, he's got one class left, is recruiting for Florida State. That kid was on the phone nonstop with guys. Hey, you coming? You coming? You thinking about committing? Like, almost like to the point where it's dang near annoying. Like, yo, dude, like live your life outside of that. Because what? I mean, me, with the experiences I have, what if they drop you? Right? Like, you've done all this recruiting. What if they drop you? And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I don't think it is. What if they fire a coach? What if, like, what? But he is so bought in to being part of something that brings that old Florida State back. Like, and if I'm a Florida State fan, that's great to hear.
Right. Like I've said this, and it's where the MFTK came in to play about, I want to say 3 years ago, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want kids who want to be there.
Yep.
I want them to be good, but I want kids that want to be there. So, as long as, Nico comes in, keeps that attitude and understands that, they're going to compete. Because obviously I think they're going to bring in 2. They're going to bring in 2.
They are. Yeah.
I doubt they bring in a grad transfer.
No,
but they're going to at least bring in 2 high school.
I think they may bring in 2 the next 2 years. Like, they're going to figure out this quarterback situation.
To figure, like, right now, until it gets, like, you got the one guy who threw, like, I was going to be honest with you. Now, I'm glad you told me this because I was through with Arizona quarterback. After Al Bundy came here and was shot putting the ball. No, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me. He was throwing like that before he broke his collarbone. and just didn't look good. And then the one kid who froze up against an FCS school, and there's a picture, I just put it on Twitter. They put White Mike with the MFTK cap on his head because the look he gave Rodemaker. Oh my God! If looks could kill, if looks could kill, so they put the MFTK hat on him, and he's turning around looking at him like, yeah. I mean, right now, Valdosta State is going to get a hero in a couple of years. It's going to come back and bring the title back.
No, they got the kid from St. Augustine. He ain't going there.
Okay, well, bottom line is that we need some cats to come in and win.
At the end of the day, here's my evaluation of Nico, and this is exactly what I told Kenny Dillingham. Is I've been around a lot of dudes. I can count on one hand that of the guys that I get really like excited to train day to day to day. Like I love my job, right? But there's guys that it's like, okay, he's going to come in. I got to bring it too, like because that's going to require that level of energy. And I don't think that this kid like with as good, as high of a recruit as he is, James, and as much success as he's had, he's proven that we don't even know like the beginning of what he can be, because mechanically he's a whole different dude after 2 days. Like that arm strength thing may work itself out now that he knows the proper angles, the proper planes to throw from, power positions, all that kind of stuff.
Arm strength was something that was one of his weaker things.
That was the one thing that you would point to, right? Of, okay, he doesn't have, the big, like DJ that went to Clemson, or Carson Beck, or guys like that you saw when they throw in high school, like they throw it a mile. That was the one thing. But I told Dillingham, like, I don't think we even know. Like, I think the kid's been throwing and getting by off of arm talent so long that I'm not sure that we even know now that he's got all the mechanics in place. So I'm super excited for the kid. This ain't Florida State. Like, he's one that I'm super excited to see what he develops into, because with everything else that he's got, it could be cool. Whether it's Florida State or anywhere, I don't care. I'm a fan of the kid at this point.
Nice.
All right, we got to take a break. Is this no, we got one more after this?
We got 2 more breaks left.
Yeah, we got to go in a hurry. All right, we'll be right back.
This is Hayes Carlyon. Join Matt Hayes and me as we break down all things Trevor Lawrence. It's the Trevor Cast. This week's guest is Clemson beat writer for The Athletic, Grace Rayner. You can find the Trevor Cast on YouTube, 1010XL.com, or wherever you go for your podcast. Sponsored by our friends at Claude Nolan Cadillac, beginning lasting relationships since 1905.
Investing your money can be confusing. In Jacksonville, Lou Bodie of Capital Financial Strategies is an investment specialist and senior financial advisor for over 20 years. His practice is centered on financial planning and education for his clients, including strategies on investments and retirement planning. Contact Lou Bodie today, 904-626-7995. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Security and Financial Services, Incorporated. Member, FINRA/SIPC 3396725, Go through 0121.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's opponents on Man versus Train. At the crossing, we have Rick, a 175-pound frustrated man who's running late for work. And on the tracks, we have Bull, a 1 million-pound freight train that takes a mile to stop. Let's see who comes out on top.
You can't beat a train, so don't try. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
Craving a cold one? Well, zip into one of the great gate locations you see all over town and pick up a cold Bud Light, or a Natty, or an Ultra, maybe a 12-pack of the King of Beers, or some cold Coronas. It's all happening at your local gate convenience store. Slide on in today.
In 1921, U.S. Marine Corps surgeon Dr. Robert McKeever established the first urologic practice in Florida, the McKeever Clinic. I'm Dr. West. 100 years later, we continue to carry on his life's work in providing complete urologic care in Jacksonville. We have 13 board-certified urologists with many areas of expertise to provide the highest level of care for both men and women. Visit McKeeverClinic.com to learn more about how we can help. McKeever Clinic, innovators in urologic care since 1921.
There are 2 ways to do a job, the right way and the other way. When it comes to keeping you and your loved ones cool in hot weather, Mike Merritt gets the job done right. Mike Merritt never charges for weekends or overtime. In Mike's opinion, that's just not right. But what about the other way? Yes, lots of other companies charge extra. Plus, Mike Merritt's team does not work on commission. That way, you only get the service and products you need. The other guys? Many of them get commissions and may recommend things you don't need. That's not right. You can't just trust anyone with a truck. Mike has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. Contact Mike at merrittair.com and you'll see why Mike has been so successful for so long. Mike Merritt does the job right. It's the only way he works. Why take a chance on the other way with the other guys when you can have Mike take care of your cooling needs right the first time? Florida license number CAC 050384.
I'm Julie Harrell. Accidents don't just happen from 9 to 5. They can happen anytime, and usually at the worst time. Holidays, weekends, and even in the middle of the night. Harrell & Harrell will always be there for you, 24 hours a day. We'll be there to help make it better. Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer the phone. Call 251-1111. Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Offices, Jacksonville.
Golfers, tee it up this year at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with the hottest new arrivals from Callaway. Introducing the new Callaway Epic Drivers, featuring new jailbreak SpeedFriend technology designed with artificial intelligence for epic ball speeds across the entire face. Now with free drivers to fit any golfer's needs. Swing by Edwin Watts Golf Shops and get custom fit today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou will be live this week from Mr. Chubby's Wings, the new location. Come join me from 6 to 8 this Thursday for 2-for-1 pints and pitchers or $3 wines and wells at Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra.
Though no longer little, teens still need a lot of love. Yet teens in foster care have a harder time finding it, as 82% of foster families are home to kids 12 or younger. You can positively impact a teen's life as a foster parent. With help from Family Support Services of North Florida, you provide patience, love, and understanding, and Family Support Services will offer specialized training, resources, and a community of support. Take the next step at foster-now.org. That's foster-now.org.
Hey folks, Hicken here, and if you're like me, you're doing some major spring cleaning. Zero Res has 3 rooms of carpet cleaning for only $129, or have 2 rooms of tile clean for $129. Or why not do both? Zero Res.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
I was like, dude, he's gonna let us back in?
I had to take a leak.
I was like, he must really, really like this song.
Oh, you didn't even look to see if I was in
No,
here?
I didn't either. Like, we looked up, we're like, it's not on.
Well, this
he's
is
not
a
here.
DMX song, so it's just in remembrance, you know.
Oh,
yeah, man, that's
you played
sad,
the whole
man.
segment if you want to.
Sad, man. That hurt me, man.
Drugs, they're bad.
Man, why'd y'all do that? Why'd y'all bring that up?
I've been jamming all week.
No. Lines.com did a study about the drunkest and highest NFL fan bases.
This is different. We said lines?
Lines. L-I-N-E-S.
Oh, yeah.
It's like awful.
You got to be careful with that stuff nowadays, too. It's not safe either.
I don't know what the study was based on. Like, I don't really want to read that much into it, but basically they ranked 1 through 32. These are the teams that are the drunkest, and these are the teams with the highest marijuana consumption by fans. One team led both. Real overachievers. The Atlanta Falcons led both the binge drinking and the marijuana smoking.
Congratulations, guys.
Consumption. Yes. As far as binge drinking goes, the Jacksonville Jaguars were second.
Okay.
Not
Jag
shocking.
fans.
Did we get an extra draft pick because of this?
We were technically tied for first. I guess I went in alphabetical.
Well, then I would say we're first. You're tied for first. You're first.
Right. As far as marijuana, Atlanta was 1. The Ravens fans were 2.
Well, you know, considering what they're known for in Baltimore, I'm shocked. They're known for a different type of drug. So, weed is good.
When they're at a game, they can't.
I mean, before the game.
Sure.
Heron.
Your hometown Jacksonville Jaguars were 3rd.
Okay, we're top. We're
1 percentage point off of the lead.
See, I was expecting these teams to all be crappy, though.
Oh, you think that's how they cope?
Yeah,
Well,
but
2 out of
no,
3
these are
ain't
just
bad.
like, hey, these are just cities that like to get down.
Well,
Atlanta's not good, right?
Well, if you go to the bottom of the list,
respectable.
the good teams don't do drugs.
Wrong.
Oh.
The bottom of the binge drinking list is the Detroit Lions.
Wow.
Oh, they've skipped the booze.
Yeah, they are.
Now,
doing
where are they
heroin
on
out
coke?
there. Yeah, good question.
Well, marijuana.
No.
See, they didn't. That's the problem.
They're
they
going-
didn't
they're
ask
just
these
jumping over
people
there.
about
88
actual hard drugs.
Or Xanax.
Because
Where
I
are
have
they
a
on that?
feeling
Oh,
that
wait.
Detroit in general
I
has
was
a
wrong.
high
Oh, wait, I was
substance
wrong.
abuse
The
problem.
Patriots are last.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
And
because
now thinking about it, the Falcons, they blew a 25-point lead in the
Dude, they're
Super
still-
Bowl, dude.
they're still
Yeah.
getting over that, huh? So it goes Patriots, Cowboys, Lions, Vikings, Seahawks, Steelers, Packers, Washington football team, and Bucks are your bottom feeders for they drink the least.
The Bucks?
Yeah. The least amount
I know a
of
couple of Bucks fans.
the least amount of marijuana use goes Patriots, Vikings, Cowboys, Lions, Dolphins, Packers, Broncos, Seahawks, Steelers. Yeah, now that I'm reading this, that bottom half may be harder drugs.
Miami?
Because there's no list like this. Like, there's no list that's accurate if the Saints aren't top 2 or 3 in both of these.
That's a good point. Didn't even think about that.
And drinking, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What?
12th. There's not like a sober Saints fan. I don't even mean at the game. I mean in life. They are way down on the weed scale.
You know what? You know what's wrong with with surveys like this? Is that some people embellish and some people are just too embarrassed.
And we all know the polls are wrong.
We need to actually go to the ballot box on this. We need like blood alcohol levels as you walk in the stadium to get an accurate read on this. Buffalo Bills fans, though, I would have thought
they're probably way up there.
they are
on booze.
fourth on booze, 5th on weed. So
There ain't
they've
nothing
got
to
like
do in
the Las
Buffalo.
Vegas Raiders. There's not enough. They haven't even been able to go to games yet.
They don't have one fan.
Well, they literally have not had a fan at a game yet, right?
Right.
No.
Right.
Yeah. This
Fake study.
Yes, exactly.
Fake news.
Got me to click though. Good for them. All right, we're gonna take our final break. We'll be right back.
This is Daniel Murphy on my hometown station here in Jacksonville, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
You've waited 2 long years, but the wait is over. Diamonds Direct's spectacular spring store-wide sale is here, starting Friday at 10 a.m. The biggest sale all year with 20% savings. All earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, thousands and thousands of engagement rings included. This is where they break all the rules in-store or at diamondsdirect.com. Extreme savings on all designer jewelry, all diamond fashion jewelry, expanded selection, extended hours, extraordinary value. It starts Friday at 10 a.m. and open this Sunday, only at Diamonds Direct, off Town Center Parkway next to the Hyatt.
Guys, we need to clear a path here.
Indeed knows unexpected employee turnover can stall your business.
John.
Like at Chris's logistics company, to avoid things grinding to a halt, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Saving money means even more today with gas prices so much higher now. But if you use the free Get Upside mobile app, you can get up to 25 cents per gallon cash back on every tank. Now with promo code 1010XL, new users can earn an extra 25 cents a gallon, up to 50 cents per gallon on your first tank. But don't just take my word for it. Hear from this guy.
Hey, I'm Matt. I drive a lot, so I fill up about every 3 days. I just searched the Get Upside app for stations with the highest cashback offer, and that's where I stop, take a picture of the receipt, and next day, boom, a little extra money in my account. I just cashed out $46 last month. And I like Get Upside because the company's legit, their reviews are top-notch, and they don't data share or sell any of my personal info. Just sign up on my phone and get cash back for what I'm doing anyway.
Download the free Get Upside mobile app on Apple or Android. Use promo code 1010XL and get an extra 25 cents a gallon on your first fill up. Get Upside, get cash back every time you buy gas.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. While starting my first of 5 successful businesses, I foolishly did my own accounting. I stuck the more difficult tax forms in a drawer for later, which caused the tax man to cometh. That little mistake took an entire team of accountants weeks to prevent the tax man from clubbing me. Moral of this story? Use Patriot's accounting software because it's easy, and tell your accountant to use the same accounting software you use. Then, if the tax man cometh, you'll be the one holding the club. Go to patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of accounting software free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
patriotsoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
Wondering if you're saving for college the right way? Get with the plan that's specifically designed for college savings, a 529 plan. They're like the 401ks of college savings because they offer tax-free growth. And great news for Floridians, Florida has the most successful 529 prepaid plan in the country and an award-winning 529 savings plan. So you can feel confident that you're saving for college the smartest way possible. Open enrollment ends April 30th. Enroll today at myfloridaprepaid.com.
Like working outdoors and want better pay and benefits? Superior Fence and Rail is seeking full-time fence installers with pay ranging from $16 to $25 an hour and more with commercial experience. Superior Fence and Rail will train you to work with their professional team and provide you with all the tools you need to be a top-notch installer. Get off the fence. Call Superior Fence and Rail today and start your career.
When you're on the fence about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
What did we say we were going to talk about?
So a star wide receiver.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Go ahead.
Retired today. Jules, as they call him, Julian Edelman, won multiple Super Bowls with the Patriots. He became their white wide receiver guy for a long time after Wes Welker left.
Wait a minute, isn't he Jewish?
Yeah, we talked about
he's
this.
a
But then you
he's their
told me
Jewish
that
receiver.
he wasn't born Jewish, but he like later in life.
Hey, but he's the resident
Whatever.
Jewish spokesperson.
So now
for
we
the
don't have
community.
one. Oh, we have Josh Rosen.
No, I'm gonna give him his props. He's just not born of Jewish.
Yeah, I'm saying, but he's out of the league.
He's
now.
out of the league.
Oh yeah.
So now we have Josh Rosen.
So when somebody gets out of pocket, is he still gonna be able
Is
to?
he going to be the defender?
Is he still gonna
of
reach
the
out?
tribe? I
He's
don't
got,
know.
he's
I
got
hope
more
so.
time.
Oh sure.
But since he retired, that started the debate online, and I'm seeing a lot of blue check marks say this.
There is no debate.
They're claiming he's a Hall of Famer. What say you, Sportsden?
If I told you that in his career,
Oh, you're looking up stats on us.
well, I just want to put this in perspective.
If we go by stats, he's definitely not a Hall of Famer.
No, I'm not even going to mention yards for a second. He played 12 years, right?
Okay, more than I thought.
According to what I'm looking at, total in the playoffs and in regular season, he had a total of 41 touchdowns.
That's pathetic.
Receiving. Right? Like the highest.
Randy Moss had that in one season.
Right. Like the highest year.
Had to have been like 8.
It's like 7.
Yeah, dude, get out of here. Wes Welker's more of a Hall of Fame candidate than Edelman was.
Because you can make the argument about the yards, and like you really can't, because he only. I don't think he had.
Your one argument is what you were saying
playoff
earlier.
Super Bowls,
rings,
right? And how he's performed in Super Bowls, and that's legit. But I mean,
you don't get put into the Hall of Fame.
41 touchdowns receiving. What does Ocho Cinco have?
Let me see.
Somebody just put that.
What?
They were comparing like why this is ridiculous.
So Chad Johnson career 67 touchdowns.
Yeah, and not as many years. And he's not in. And he's got 11,000
and he
yards.
won't get in.
Right.
6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, first team All-Pro.
Wow. 3-time All-Pro is impressive.
4-time total, though. He was second team in 2003. He led the league in receiving yards 1 year.
I mean, Tom Brady just won a Super Bowl without all these jokers. So y'all just...
Yeah, exactly. True that. That's a good point.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow night. We don't have our normal night off. So we'll be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, 8 to 10, right here on 1010 XL 92.5 FM. We'll talk to you guys then. Have a great evening.
No good, hand me down, been around tradition. A neighborhood, no good, hand me down, been around tradition. You're killing each other for tradition. Tradition.
The games, the practices, the press conferences.